One thing that I really enjoy is good sushi, and a key component of good sushi is, well, good rice. There's just something about a quality piece of nigiri sushi, with you being able to taste and savor the individual flavors of each individual fish, coupled with perfectly cooked, tender rice. The rice should be packed just tightly enough for it to hold its shape, while allowing you to feel each individual grain as it falls apart in your mouth. I feel it's a real shame when restaurants serve decent quality sashimi, only to accompany it with overcooked, mushy rice. Disappointment. Worse still are those that use the wrong type of rice, such as jasmine or brown rice, in order to cut costs and try to pass it off as the real deal. So in today's video, we make sushi rice. Begin by measuring out your rice. Here, I'm using 300 grams of raw short grain or sushi rice, as I find it ensures even cooking throughout. Rinse your rice under water until it becomes clear. I usually rinse the rice directly in the pot I cook it with, so the strainer and bowl here are just to show you how much starch there is in the rice. Once the water is clear, drain out all the water and transfer your rice to your cooking pot if you weren't already washing it in the pot. Next, pour in water equal to 2.2 times the weight of the rice. If you haven't already realized, I'm not using a rice cooker. This is because rice cookers tend to leave you with a layer of overcooked mush right at the bottom, which really isn't all that nice to eat. Also, let's be real, you wouldn't be watching this video if you intended to use a rice cooker. Or at least I hope not. Next, place your rice over high heat and bring it to a boil. Reduce the heat to the lowest possible setting, just enough to keep the water simmering, and let it cook for 15 minutes. It's worth noting that if the lowest setting on your stove can't maintain a light simmer, then this probably isn't going to work for obvious reasons. While your rice is cooking, mix 60 grams of vinegar, 9 grams of sugar, and 6.5 grams of salt in a separate pan. Heat the mixture up slightly and stir to ensure all the solids have been dissolved. This should take you about a minute, as all you're doing is slightly warming up the vinegar. Set it aside while you're waiting for your rice to cook. Now, with the remaining 14 minutes, pick out your favorite rice scoop. As you can see here, there are many kinds of rice scoops. Some are smooth, some are small, and some are ribbed for her pleasure. Personally, I prefer to use a rubber spatula as it allows me to work the pan and to get into the corners. Once the 15 minutes is up, remove the pan from the heat and let the rice steam for an additional 5 minutes. Once again, do not open the lid. When the rice is done steaming, transfer it to a large bowl or plate. Traditionally, a large wooden rice bin is used, but I most definitely do not own one of those. Next, spread out the rice a little and pour the vinegar mixture over the rice. Now, using a cutting and folding motion, do your best to evenly mix the rice and the vinegar. You may need to wet the scoop or spatula to prevent the rice from sticking. Repeat this motion until the rice dries out a little and reaches body temperature, approximately 35 to 38 degrees. It should be warm but cool enough to comfortably handle by hand. You can use a fan or a hairdryer set to the cold setting to speed up the process if you're in a rush. Once that's done, cover the rice with a damp cloth and set it aside in a warm place until ready to use or eat. And there you have it, how to make proper sushi rice at home. I must emphasize again that you should be using short grain or sushi rice for this to work. I guess you can try this recipe with other kinds of rice, but chances are it'll end up as a mess, and you can come back to this video to hear me say, I told you so. Or you might succeed and you can come back to this video and tell me you told me so. So, yeah. But that's all for today. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, remember to like and subscribe and to share the video because it really helps the channel. And by that I mean it helps me because I am the channel. Also, if there's a dish or drink you'd like to learn how to cook or make, let me know down in the comments because I read every single one of them because there's so few comments, so chances are I'm not going to miss yours. So better comment down below right now while there are still very few comments. But for now, I'll say thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in the next video.